Hello, everyone. I'm Dan.
And I'm Riley.
And welcome to the next episode of That One Podcast.
Happy New Year's Eve. Today's podcast, we are joined by one of our favorite guests. He is a recurring guest, and he was the very first person on this podcast.
Danuel Summers.
We talked to Daniel about what's been happening at the shop since they moved. If you recall, our first episode was kind of breaking the news that they are moving to the old market on Main. And so we kind of just recap what it's been like over the past 5 months and get into some just real positivity talk. You know, we talk about the community and what it's been like for him. And, you know, everybody could use some positivity going into the new year. And Daniel's a great person to spread that. So great conversation with him as always.
All right, let's get into the next episode.
All right, Daniel, welcome back.
Thank
officially.
You,
you are our second reoccurring guest. We had Pastor Mike on twice, but you kind of kicked off everything with That One Podcast. So it is December 31st when this is airing. So we just, we had you on to start our year, and we're going to have you on to end our year.
Yeah,
so welcome
awesome.
back.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so pretty exciting past few months. Obviously, you opened, not opened, but when we talked, you were in the process of moving, or
It felt like a definite rebirth and reopening. Yeah, it's been great
because you were technically closed for a week or two or something like that. But yeah, how's life been going for you? It's
awesome, man.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's a monumental shift. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah,
that is awesome.
Even noticeably in business, like as far as we used to have a lot of to-go orders, and it's been a lot more communal and a lot more.
I have seen that. Room. Yeah, even times when I don't come in, but we walk right by your place to go up here, and the tables are like always full.
Always full.
It's crazy.
Great. Yeah,
which you thought, you kind of a bit. It's not even that much bigger of a space technically.
No,
but
like says it. It's like something about the vaulted ceilings and the big window, and it makes it feel.
It does,
and there's there's not that separation that there was. So since it's all one, big cohesive space, it feels like everybody's a lot more talkative and communal, and everybody's
So a lot more sitting down versus takeout. Nice,
a lot more.
I think it plays into the whole I'm just going to have lunch on the square type of feel instead of I'm going into the side street mall.
Right, exactly.
I don't want to be there for anything else.
I love being right there in the square too.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of you guys have seen Spencer and I hanging out in the front.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
you
awesome.
Sit out on your bench sometimes.
It's so cool. Yeah. We were out there for pork festival, and this past week with the 'Tis the Season stuff, and just being able to step out of my front door and being in the midst of it was very cool.
How is it having windows?
It's awesome. Oh my God.
A small thing like that.
I was definitely deficient on some vitamin C before moving to the new spot. So yeah, it's definitely been it's a whole
different
change.
Mindset. Just having windows.
Yeah, it does. It does. It changes a lot of things. Even at night we noticed when we were first moving in, it's the way that it looks from across the street with just the white ambiance of and the white space and the contrast of the night. Yeah. I love it, man.
Yeah,
I could be happier. Yeah.
Good. So things going well.
Yeah. The wife and I just moved into a new house. We're actually
I know.
Dan's neighbors.
Right after you moved the Sandwich Shop.
Yeah. So it's all
you had a
very
month
active. Very active
craziness.
Month.
Yeah. Cool. So we just wanted to come on and chat. You were fun to have on. We got a lot of positive feedback. People loved the conversation. So hey, let's end 2025 with a bang and have him back on.
Yeah, everything, it's been a great experience just being downtown. Being able to I want to be more involved, even more so than I was. Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to hopefully being a part of the Main Street Association, the events committee with that, and hopefully that's coming up in the future. And since all of us are so close now. It's funny too because I've been frequenting the other businesses around us more just from being on the square more. Just it's so strange. People came in at first and, would say things like, oh, it's closer. And I'm like, oh, that's silly. But at the same time, it kind of is. It feels like it is just that 100 feet. It just feels like you're more involved to where, stepping out of the front door after hours, after closing up, and just being able to, walk to the local taverns and, watering holes in town and feeling like I'm becoming more a part of the community that way too.
Yeah.
Just, being a face that's seen more often out in the public. And it's been a very cool experience.
Yeah, it's weird. It really isn't like, in the grand scheme of things, closer. Like,
right.
Yes, it's on the square technically, but like the Side Street Mall is not like a mile away. It's literally like a block and a half.
Yeah,
but it's just like everything when you're talking about downtown or businesses, it's, everything east of the Side Street Mall.
I think it makes a difference too for like being an eatery in there versus like what's in there now. Mm-hmm. When Hortons throws those events and whenever anything's going on downtown, it seems a bit more of a draw when it's like shopping and specifically shopping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it makes more sense to like, well, we're going to hit this one spot and hit 4 different places.
Yeah.
And they've all been, I'm just very excited that place is full back up again because the more the merrier. The more that brings people to the downtown area to just explore and shop and have fun and be a community. I'm all for it. So.
Yeah. So were there any challenges with the move outside of the physical aspect of
the
moving?
Physical aspect wasn't even a big deal. You know what I mean? It was a hop, skip, and a jump. So it was just pack a truck and
go.
We're there. No, honestly, it's been fantastic. I really can't say anything more positive about it. It's just the feeling of it being. It feels like a restaurant. It feels like a sandwich shop. It feels like a place you could see in downtown Carmel or Indy.
Yeah.
And I love that about it, that it's right there. I look out the window and there's a courthouse. You know what I mean?
True.
You guys know you're right here.
Oh, yeah.
We're literally right above my refrigerator right now.
Yes.
So it's like, this corner is great. This spot's great for Tipton. And, the activity that we've seen in the downtown area is just, it's so much fun. Again, to just be able to be a part of it, even just by existing, being like a part of it, just by being here. It's like all the trick-or-treaters that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because we're right here. It's just been so much fun. It's been so much fun.
How's the new bigger kitchen? I'm sure for you being a chef.
It's great. It's
going from
much more breathable. Yeah, I feel it's
probably double. The kitchen was probably where you had the biggest size.
The space of my walk-in. Like I have an actual walk-in refrigerator. If anybody knows anything about a kitchen, it's it's the difference between having a mini fridge and a full-size refrigerator.
Yeah.
So it's like that's been the big change in being able to provide a better quality product in a more accessible environment that just makes my job easier and makes me able to pump out the best quality of food that I can.
Yeah.
So it's been great.
Nice. How, you talked about the events and things, Pork Fest is probably a little different in the sense that there's right across the road, there's tons of food. So maybe not an uptick there, but around some of the other events that have been happening, even like the stuff that's the Hortons organizes.
Yeah.
Have you seen an uptick in business around that?
Those events always bring great business anyway. I love that Hortons does it. I think that they're, honestly, the heart and soul of a lot of the things that are going on around here.
Yeah.
Just on their own accord, just doing what they do as a business. And we would always get a good pop, but it just feels like we're more a part of it. It feels like we're not, off the beaten path where people have to find us and seek us out. Like we're already in the midst of it and, shaking it up with everything else. It's been great. Yeah. And then especially since, the Empty Vase moved in next door.
That was my next question.
It's all finally coming together.
How has that been? Having
great.
Neighbors.
Yeah. Rhonda was already a friend of ours, when she was over at the mall. So, we encouraged her to come on, let's go run the corner.
You're the Side Street Mall defectors. Yeah.
I think it's great for her too, because she has, such an inventory. And it needed a space to be more of a showroom, and at the mall, that spacing wasn't, it was a little cramped.
Very tight.
It was tight. So now that she has it and there's enough room to breathe and enough room to move and enough room to really be able to take everything in and go about this space and find these beautiful artistic displays that she's had.
That mural.
Oh my gosh, she has so much
Holy
cool,
cow.
the tapestries to these bronze statues she has to, all the decorating. Yeah, it's just, she has so much cool stuff in there.
Yeah, she's really made it her own. We were in there right before Thanksgiving. I was like, holy crap, this looks
I love
way
the Christmas
different.
trees.
Yeah.
She has the Christmas trees that are there, and she's, shaking it up from last year. She had 3, I believe, completely different ones. So, and they're beautiful, man. I love
So during business hours, do you have those doors? Because there's those 2 doors connecting.
Yeah.
You guys have it open?
Free to roam. Yeah.
Oh,
free
nice.
To roam. That's what's cool about it too. Is a lot of people, that I think this differs from any other restaurant experiences. Like, hey, while you guys are making my food, I'm going to go check out. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, going and shopping and eating obviously go hand in hand, but to do so in tandem is a very unique experience. I feel that, like, even within that 15-minute window of waiting for your food, it's like, I'm just going to pop.
That is true.
Right next door and check out things and see what cool stuff are here, and even be able to contemplate on it while you eat and think, I think I'm gonna go right back over there, which doesn't become a burden. In other places it'd be like, oh well, we
I don't
left
know,
that place.
but I
don't
feel
know if we're gonna
rushed.
drive all the way back there to think, and so I think that having, which I hope that's what it was gonna be before she moved. That's why I was excited, for her to become a part of it, because
that's true.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
And anything that brings business to me, to her to me. Yeah, it's
Works.
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it does play into it, because I know one time I was waiting, I ordered something to go, and it was like, it was before the empty base moved. It was before, and it's like, just standing there. But now, I'm gonna go walk around. It beats, especially when the tables are full.
Exactly.
It's like, stand here and be awkward about. There's a guy right next to me eating his sandwich, but I'm hovering over him. Well, I'm gonna go check out the
exactly.
base.
It makes it perfect. Yeah, and there's like a communal area in the back with some chairs and stuff to hang out, and she has a couple lounging chairs in there to just sit and chill and wait for food, and
nice. How's from the community standpoint, have you gotten a lot of positive feedback from?
Oh yeah, always. Tipton's great to me, man. Tipton's always been great to me.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, growing up here was a little rough, but I think a lot of that was just a teenage mentality. You know what I mean? Small town angst. But you come home and you grow roots, and you realize being a part of the community is not such a bad thing. You know what I mean?
True.
So ever since opening up the shop, I mean, Tipton's been fantastic to me.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah. What's next on the horizon for you?
You know what? I don't know.
Taking it slow after this big move?
I don't know. Just keeping afloat. Times are hard.
Yeah.
Things are expensive.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to do what I can to bring as much business as I can. I have all the stupid little hobbies I have of, the coaching kickboxing and things like that. And I always have a million business ideas in my head of.
Yeah. That sparks a thing I wanted to ask you about, the pinball machine arcade.
Yeah.
Have you been there yet?
Yeah.
Do you love it?
I love it.
I haven't been. Frankly, I'm not here a lot when they're open, but I know we were going to cover that for Tipton 1.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That was one of the things we kind of like threw around of an arcade or something before the empty vase was announced that they were coming down there. So cool to see that something's
I was super excited when I heard about
fun
it.
going in
we
there.
went over there immediately.
Yeah.
Me and the guys, went over there as soon as that opening weekend and spent a couple hours in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty cost effective in terms of like you can go spend a few hours or whatever and not break your bank or anything.
I mean, 50 cents per game.
Nice.
That kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And they're not just, it's like the variety of pinball machines that he has, because he's a collector, so he has a giant variety of them.
Yeah.
So there's everything from, old 70s pinball machines to new and updated digital ones, and
Dang.
And he's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to any of these games, as far as like, if you aim for here to do this, to do that, and this activates this, and it's things that you would never, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you would never
cool.
like stumble across within the pinball machine itself, because, how good are we all at pinball? But it's very fun. It's very fun. Yeah.
Cool.
And I encouraged him, I don't know if he would take this advice or not, but the whole door thing, because I feel like,
that's what I was.
You know what I mean? How fun would it be to just circle back around after you hit the taverns and, take
I think it falls within the district that's already been defined.
He's in the space that was right next to me when I was in the mall, and we had the door sticker on our door.
Yeah.
So I know he falls right within.
So even if he doesn't sell it, he could at least be somewhere you can bring your drink in.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because come on, guys, like we don't.
That'd be sweet.
Grab a beer and go play some pinball.
Yeah.
How fun does that sound?
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I hope the best for him. I hope the best for the new boutiques that are in there. I think it's all great.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you talked about, obviously, as a small business owner, we all feel the the struggles of pricing and things like that, and things are expensive. From a business owner standpoint, how do you balance, when the price of your product goes up, you don't automatically raise the prices that you charge people. How do you balance that and still make it where it's profitable for you?
With food is just waste management. You're just trying not to purchase more than you're going to sell.
Yeah.
Your price point should be pretty on point as far as, where it lies. And it is tough not to raise prices, and maybe I should, realistically, but it's like that part of my brain that just,
it's so hard.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's hard. It's hard out there. Food's super expensive, especially from a restaurant standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I know all of us in the community are feeling it.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make ends meet, try to come up with new and inventive ideas, things to push that are, strategically using ingredients to where it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
A lot of
makes sense. Do you get some, not necessarily inspiration, but part of your planning for your weekly specials, do you try and come up with different ideas that are cost effective? Like, does that play a factor into it?
What's the bread guy going to give me this week? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because he and I have built a relationship, so it's good to be like, hey man, what, what can you can just throw my direction for inexpensive, or a lot of it's, places I'll find bread for $1 instead of having to spend, $20 on the same bread and finding those kind of deals and stuff. Or that's the beauty of soups and sandwiches. You know what I mean? That's essentially what a soup is. I find anything that I can that's on a lower cost, spectrum, to stretch that as far as I can.
Nice. How far out do you plan your specials?
A lot of times I don't, man.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm just winging it. Yeah. A lot of the times, my weekly bread orders are on the same day every week. So a lot of that is just communicating with him and trying to find, or like today is my shopping day. So when I go out, I want to see what I find for next week that possibly sparks an idea. A lot of it too, because of the community, I just want to repeat a lot of the crowd favorites. So it's like, what can I afford this week for that? Or what have I ordered too much of? Or what do I have, chilling out in the freezer that could be used up? Or, that's how the culinary world works. Is, whatever I have on hand that I have too much of or need to push before, what I mean? It expires or whatever is, whatever. However I can mitigate costs is
how often, I don't think it's very often, but how often do you repeat specials, your weekly specials?
I try not to do it super often.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to get bored with them. I want you to see a scarcity in it. So when it pops back up, it's like, oh shit,
I gotta go.
I better go. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I guess it creates that FOMO in a way.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Oh, I had this once last year, and I might not see it again for 6 months. I better go get it. And that's what I get people
too when they come in and they're confused on what to get. And it's like, well, the regular menu is always going to be here.
So you can stop in later in the week.
They're tried and true. Yeah. Anytime you run by and you think that turkey spinach melt looks good, by all means. But right now, that meatball, you might not see that meatball for another 3 months.
Yeah. How was that last week? It looked delicious.
Everybody loves that meatball. That's honestly, that was one of the. I've been making those meatballs since I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I've been making them since high school.
Handmade, not just like store bought meatballs.
No, that's like a straight traditional, like an Italian Nona's meatball recipe.
Dang.
My mom was a nurse. She works second shift a lot, so it was like, what am I making for dinner when she comes home at 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then a lot of Food Network, and then running into Emeril Lagasse making some meatballs, and me being like, oh shit.
Yeah. I want to go pick up those.
Exactly. Yeah. And then thanks to YouTube, you watch 10 different Italian dudes make their grandmother's meatballs, and you're like, okay,
I can piece together something.
Yeah, exactly. Piece it together. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That was one of the first ones that I really ran when we opened the shop. That was just super popular. That people would come up to me in the middle of the grocery store line and be like, "When are you running those meatballs again?"
Yeah.
So I mean, 100% I've run those meatballs more than I've run any other special.
Really?
And they always go over well.
So I know we've had some talks. You've had some weeks where you sell out.
Yeah.
Is that obviously it means you're doing well.
Yes.
But is it more of a, okay, this weekly special, I don't know how it feels, so I'm not going to order as much supplies, or is
it's always the fear of, and then I'm there in the middle of the week, That's why I tell people too, the reason I'm running out is I'm doing everything super small batch because I can't afford to do a giant batch of them and then freeze them. And then the quality of the product goes down from that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have to make them 3 different times in the week, which I did with the meatballs every time. I'll sell out of the Zupa and the meatballs on Tuesday and be there Wednesday morning making meatballs.
Dang.
But it is what it is.
Yeah. It's tough. Excuse me. It's tough to balance that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is. But it's like, it's one of those things that I try to remind myself that this is what I asked for. This is what I wanted. I can't complain about the workload, Oh no, my dreams are coming true. You know what I mean? I saw a meme earlier that was like, how dare God give me all the things I asked for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so hard for me to try to complain about any of that. It's all been an absolute blessing. Nice. And like we talked about the first time I was here, it's like, if I wasn't doing this, I would just be in the kitchen. It's what I do, man. I'm a chef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If on any end of that, like if I was in the middle of Indonesia, my ass would be skinning a pig and washing rice. You know, that's just my reality. Yeah. You know what I mean? If I lived in New York City, I'd be wearing whites and trying to work under Michelin.
Yeah.
That's just what I do. Yeah. So it's like being able to do this in my hometown and just be the lowly kid who makes sandwiches is awesome. It's dope, dude. My life is everything I ever dreamed it would be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the most sold item on your regular menu?
Dude, we have a lot of elderly in town, and these people love a grilled cheese. And don't get me wrong, but grilled cheese is the bomb. I modeled it off. Have you guys ever seen the movie Chef with Jon Favreau?
Yes.
So the scene where he makes his son a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
And it's like the best food cinematography I've ever seen. For anybody who's never seen
that is such a good movie.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's modeled after, first of all, Jon Favreau is the guy we have to thank for the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like Swingers and stuff like that. I mean, he's great. He's fantastic anyway. And then the story is based off of a Korean chef out of Los Angeles, Roy Choi. So it's like, duh. Like, how do I not already love that story?
Yeah.
Being a Korean chef. So it's, that alone led me to that movie. But the food cinematography is so good in it. And that scene with the grilled cheese, and I'm already working at restaurants at that time. And I'm like, if I ever open the sandwich shop, that grilled cheese is going on that menu.
Yeah.
So here I am, with the 5 cheese grilled cheese. So I don't blame them for getting it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of elderly people who come in there and get themselves a grilled cheese.
For your standards, it's very basic.
It is very basic. It's funny. It's because that's what they think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have that food phobia. So they're like, I don't know. I guess I'll just get a grilled cheese. That's a grilled cheese that'll knock your socks off.
I've actually said that, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. You're the guy that works with you.
Oh, Spencer.
Spencer. He's like, I said, I don't know. I'm going to just probably do the grilled cheese. He's like, no, you got to try the special. I was like, okay. Yeah. He talked me into it. Yeah. And it's probably something I never had before.
It, man.
But
that's my entire goal is to try to, I think we talked about this the last time. It's my entire goal to try to get somebody, and it's not just to try to get you to eat it here. It's not just try to get you to buy it at my restaurant. That's never my goal. My integrity as a chef and like feeding people is what makes me happy. Eating is what makes me happy. Food makes me happy. The environment and the experience of food is the most communal human thing that we have.
Yeah.
Outside of music, food is what makes us human.
True.
We're talking about cavemen that built fires to cook a steak.
Yeah.
And bang on drums and chant. That's what we are.
Yeah.
So I find a lot of beauty in that. So to give somebody an experience that they can carry with them to another time and another place for them to say, oh, the muffle, I remember seeing a muffle at Daniel's place. I'm going to try this one.
Yeah.
That they would have never even thought to have done.
Or it's not even like, oh, I saw this and tried this at the sandwich shop. I'm going to try it here. But it's like, it just opens your ability to be more open and willing to try something. So yeah, when I go to New York City and there's all this crazy cuisine sandwich, whatever that I've never heard of. Well, I remember I tried something I never heard of at Daniel's place. And so I'm going to give this a try.
Variety's the spice of life. And especially culturally, and a lot of this goes back to, growing up as a Korean kid. It was like, I want you to be able to step into the world of my childhood, which, that reflects on a whole plethora of experiences, like you said, in the middle of New York when you're at some halal station and they're trying to, feed you falafel and you have no idea what that is. And then you're like, oh,
It's really
oh,
good.
this is the bomb.
Yeah.
And, and the funny thing, too, about growing up and the way the cultures have meshed so far, it's always been a melting pot, but it's funny to see, like, the third generation down from their immigrant parents or grandparents, that these are, like, American kids that grew up in, you know what I mean? So, the guy who's feeding you that falafel isn't necessarily that dude's grandpa anymore. Yeah. It's that dude that's like, yo, homeboy, I'm telling you, this falafel's the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so much more relatable.
True.
To be able to intermingle your cultures together, which is such a beautiful thing. I mean, that's what makes America great is as being able to, experience all of the things we have at our disposal because it's just such a giant melting pot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
Car's fixed.
Nice.
Shout out Best One.
Yeah. Don't have to walk anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Cold day to work or to walk, I guess.
The wife's battery died because of this terrible weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brutal. We're recording this on Monday, the coldest day of the year.
Yeah.
I guess yesterday technically was, but still really
negative
cold today.
-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that random side quest here? Did that impact you this weekend being open during the snow?
I think it's just it just becomes unpleasant to get out, but not as much as I thought it would.
Really?
You know what I mean? I go in there and I'm expecting like, oh, it snowed and I'm all
I'm sure Saturday afternoon you're just like
I thought so.
Yeah.
But still, here we are getting decent business. Saturdays are the weirdest days, Our weekdays we get a lot of our locals, which I love you guys.
Yeah.
It's tried and true.
Yeah.
Right? But then Saturdays, we just get the most random people that just stumble their way into Tipton somehow. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's always been that way too. The most days that I get that we've never been here before is always Saturdays.
Wow.
It's weird. I don't know where they're coming from.
Maybe ask. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
strange.
Do you try to have conversations with them sometimes?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, come on, Riley.
Yeah.
What am I never talking?
Yeah.
So that is definitely going over there and like we had a group that came from West Lafayette for a wedding in Atlanta and just came and like hung out for a couple hours because the weather was crap. Which you're more than welcome to come and just hang out if you want to do that.
Dang,
use
that's
the
so
Wi-Fi.
cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Being able to hear those stories is probably
it was awesome. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people. So we did the sweet deals with WWKI, and we have a commercial, like a shout out from them. Radio advertisement through them that people hear and they come in, which has been great. Yeah.
Dang.
Our reputation precedes us. So
nice. Hey, now they're going to come back and they're going to shop and they're going to explore other places. They're going to come here and then they're going to go to the Mad Tap or Wheelies and
I think a coffee place might be popping up right across the alley.
That's what we've heard.
The Blue Brew. Yeah. Amanda's a sweetheart. So yeah. So I'm excited about that.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be great. And I think it fully, we're
the see stuff. Yeah, I think like downtown, there's not like on the actual block of the square, there's not a whole lot of open real estate anymore. Mm-hmm. Now it's expanding one block in each direction, and then it's going,
Which
going.
It should, man. It's funny.
On.
It's we had that conversation the last time about people being fearful of turning it into Carmel. And it's like, well, I mean, there's a lot of these old buildings that no one's been using. It's why not turn those into profitable businesses for Tipton City and Tipton County residents that we're just trying to live our lives here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why would you want me to take my talents or any of our talents? A lot of these guys have, business know-how and a little bit of skrill in their pocket to go and put this shit in another place. Yeah. But they don't because it's home and we want to stay home.
Yeah.
And it's why not encourage that. So
there's a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
In Tipton, I think I don't know if you and I talked about it, but just in general, it's a very entrepreneurial based community.
Yeah, absolutely.
A very creative community in general.
It's always been a very creative community. I think that's something to be cherished and something, to really look at. Like it's a unique and a beautiful thing that you have a lot of people that are just wanting to create.
Yeah.
No matter what the means of that, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. We need a mural in the alley.
Yeah.
On that building for where the coffee shop might go.
That'd be great. Yeah.
It's a perfect spot for it.
It is a very, very much a perfect spot.
Very, very visible. Hey.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist, so I'm not volunteering.
That's one of the things I think that Tipton is lacking that always makes me happy when I drive by the Diana. I mean, let alone we have a 100-year-old movie theater here, which is the coolest thing ever.
Next year. That's
the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And think about the people that were watching movies in the Diana 100 years ago, doing the same thing that you're doing. Yeah. Let's get a bite to eat. Let's go check out this boutique. And I got my hair done across the street.
Yeah, when you think of it from that perspective,
It's awesome.
it's like hard to like grasp.
Yeah.
Really. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah, life imitating art, imitating life.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
What was the number one movie back in 1926?
When did like Gone with the Wind come out?
Yeah. Did they even track that stuff back then? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah,
Citizen Kane.
Yeah, it's cool to see that. Yeah, now it's getting to the point, I think, that it's not just the square; it's starting to branch out, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's starting
To
to
your
grow.
point about street art, that's the one thing I feel like Tipton is missing. When you would go by the Diana and you see that giant mural on the side of the Diana, it's like not only do you have this awesome 100-year-old movie theater, but we have this beautiful mural on the side of it that really has an energy to it. That shows homage to. I think that the ticket stub with the year on it is the coolest thing.
Yeah,
As the ticket number,
awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I think that a lot of bigger cities and a lot of even not so big cities, I think street art is a big thing. I mean, the alley is a good example of that. That it's just an alley, but it looks so cool when you're going down there with this, something as simple as some art on a wall and a couple tables and umbrellas, and it becomes a thing.
Yeah, I know the Arts Commission, which was just formed, is planning some stuff, but like doing a painted crosswalk in downtown.
That's
like
awesome.
I think there's talks about the crosswalk from the court or the county parking lot to the library.
That would be beautiful.
Like
That'd be perfect.
it's not a super highly trafficked road compared to like Main or Jefferson, so it'd probably last a little longer,
that's
but it'd
perfect.
be really cool to
be
have
super cool.
some professional come in and make it look
Absolutely
awesome.
So Olivia's, her dad and stepmom and her two stepbrothers live in Texas in Plano. So it's real close to like the Deep Ellum and Dallas area. And it's just street art everywhere.
Yeah.
And it makes it so much more of an experience just walking down the street.
Yeah.
From going from point A to point B. And I think that would be cool with here. It's like a lot of the times I'll find myself, park behind the shop and go to like Wheelies or go to the Mad Tap or things like that. And it's like I'm traveling through the back alley and side streets. It's like a lot of those alleys could use a little zhuzh. There's nothing wrong with it.
I think it'll come. I think there's enough people that share that opinion that there should be more art and more culture to Tipton. And I think just, it's building to get the people here first and the businesses here, and then the rest will follow eventually.
I also think it's a great idea to commission like student artists. If money's an issue, we have a lot of the street art like in the alley and by Nick Creedon's office and things like that have been commissioned through high school artists. And there's a lot of talent, a lot of talent that floats through there.
Yeah. There's grants that the art commission can apply for to pay to get this stuff commissioned.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a project for one of the students to do for, however it would help their grade in some way. If a contest that leads them to,
the new water tower out by 31. I think that was,
Derek.
Yeah. Getting people from the community. I know from the city standpoint, like we always get drawings and stuff like the giveaway or for the tree lighting ceremony, they had coloring submissions from the elementary school to whoever had the coolest nutcracker coloring.
That's awesome.
Got chosen to help the mayor light the tree and stuff like that. So I think there's
around this community, man. We just did our second time. We did the decorating of the Christmas trees for the Humane Society. They auction off the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And they make it. It's a lot of dog foods and blankets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's great. Spencer actually just adopted a cat for the Humane Society.
Nice.
So, yeah.
It's going to be the shop cat or
right. He's very elusive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those things are great. I think the tree lighting ceremony was a Hallmark card. It was beautiful out there.
Yeah. I'm bummed. I had to leave early for that.
Dan took my favorite recent picture of Olivia and I.
Really?
I think it was You Were the Wife. Was it Chelsea? Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was great. It's my new
share
profile
that
picture on
Nice.
there. Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun. The hot cocoa and the kids and the caroling and I'll tell you right now, I've lived in this community for over 35 years now, and I've never caroled. Right, so to have 80 of us, all singing in unison Christmas carols, while they're lighting a Christmas tree on the courthouse square, seemed pretty.
Yeah. Speaking of caroling, I did see somebody put out in the Facebook group, the Tipton County group, which, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. But I did see somebody post, "Hey, we should." I don't know if it was sarcastic or not.
I was just about to say, I think they said that in a facetious manner, but what's funny is that the response
people are like, "Oh yes, let's absolutely do that." So
why aren't there, man?
Hey, let's
Keegan looked great out there when he was, you know what I mean? He
Yeah, he had the top hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, why don't we have, we have enough stage actors in the community, I think, that why don't a group of six of you don't
Heath
dress?
would happily put his mic in stereo, whatever it's called, the
Yeah.
speakers out there. He
Yeah,
would
for
definitely,
sure.
I'm sure, set those up
Yeah.
if somebody organized some caroling.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
surprised there's never been a group of, you know, the classic like group of six that walk around and just
Yeah.
door to door carol.
Are you volunteering? No, I'm just kidding. But I think it is cool, and I think there are people that, you know, maybe this episode actually is airing on December 31st, so
Yeah.
after Christmas, but maybe looking back at it, hindsight, it actually happened. People
I
went
think
out
that's
there and caroled.
the beauty of this too is just getting any kind of idea into the ether.
Yeah.
You know, I think that you guys have done a great job doing that.
Thank you.
And hopefully this continues, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are able to find the sponsors you're looking for and you know, be able to continue to fund this. 'Cause this is awesome.
Yeah, we're trying, and you know, our mission is just to promote Tipton at the end of the day.
For sure. You know, and I think it's a very necessary to have this kind of thing in today's style of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no more PBS, like
True.
quite literally. You know, there's no more Channel 19 news. like
Oh,
we
I
had
forgot about that,
Right?
dude. Holy crap. Yeah, growing up as a kid, I mean, I was in Noblesville, but you could still watch it.
still
Channel
watch it.
19.
Yeah. I mean, you
Wow.
guys are the new Channel 19.
Hey.
I mean, honestly, think about
Yeah.
it. You guys are bringing in the business owners. You guys are talking the talk in Tipton and seeing what's going on, seeing what's on the mind of these business owners and people who have, you know, a horse in the race. And you know, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is like Hamilton County TV now, but, you know, it's not what we do.
Have you
but
guys thought about doing that
we've talked about like doing sports coverage.
on location?
Yeah, but, you know, it's a cost thing right now.
You have a camera guy and you have
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You have an anchor. So
Yeah. Yeah, we've floated ideas
I
out
think,
there.
you know, you guys going to sporting events would be awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like on the sidelines, old school, like 1990s with the shoulder cam, and you know what I mean? I think that'd be great. Yeah,
Do a retro.
that'd be awesome.
Put some like
Retro
old school,
graphics.
TV, like make it look and feel like early 2000s
Good?
TV. Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, a little grainy, not 4K.
That'd
Yeah.
be great. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah.
No, we've talked about it. It's just, you know, it is a lot of work for
for sure.
two dudes doing it for free. It is
Yeah.
a lot of work, but that's our goal. Like
That's the passion, man.
that's
It's the
the
passion
vision
of
of it. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll figure it out eventually. But
I love what you guys are doing. I mean, there's always been a part of me that, like, you know, wanted to run a radio show or, you know, do this. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I've always dipped my toes in the idea of a podcast, but like, what would I talk about kind of thing? And you guys have been able to keep this thing flowing as far as like finding things to talk about. And
since July, we were
Yeah.
talking. We were trying to figure out when our first episode with you was. It was July.
that's awesome.
That's
awesome.
5 months
Yeah.
now.
And
so,
I don't see this slowing down.
no.
Do you know what I mean? I don't see any reason why it should slow down, you know, aside from funding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is very entertaining to even people that don't want to say it is, dude. I think it's great. I think it's great that
it's weird for me because like I obviously don't live in Tipton, and I've said that a lot on the podcast. But my businesses are here, so I'm here a lot. But like people are stopping and saying, "I've seen you on your podcast. I've seen you." It's like old people, younger
being
people that I
locally
don't
famous is weird.
that I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah. I was at Jim Dandy, and some old lady came up to me and was like, "Oh, I love seeing you on your podcast."
That's
Like,
awesome.
it's weird, but it's like it's cool to see
great.
that it's like
Yeah.
we're getting recognized. People like watching it.
I mean, that's the thing, though, guys. It's like all of the stepping stones that lead to the bigger things, you know, come from things like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You getting approached for an anchor job by XYZ is it out of the, you know, the scope of reality.
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, is it the objective as far as Dan goes to be a professional photographer and videographer for the rest of your days? I mean, it's not crazy for,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Who do you think if I ever had a wild hair at my ass to say, let's make a movie, who do you think I would go to? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those things
True.
are, like, look at Kevin Smith. He's one of my heroes. It's because he was like, I got to quit school because this doesn't feel right. I'm going to take the rest of my tuition. My two buddies are graduating in 6 months. I'm going to collect as much money as I can in between that time and write this script. And then we got Clerks. Black and white, grainy, shot out of a gas station.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith's one of the most prolific modern directors of our time.
Yeah.
You know, the voice of a generation kind of thing. You know, it's like all of those things come from small. I love bringing up like Brad Pitt's first job was a Pringles commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? It was a Pringles commercial.
That's crazy.
And then right after they got Thelma and Louise, and he was a small part in Thelma and Louise, and then Brad Pitt.
Wow.
So it's like, you know what I mean? So
it's
the ripples in the pond, you reach the other side whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
So it's like, keep on grinding, guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
if there's anybody out there, business, personal, we have some tiered stuff, but we're open. Like, shoot us a message on Facebook.
yeah, please do. Please
connect
do
with
to
us.
all listeners
You know.
out there.
We have a bunch of series actually planned and like ideas mapped out. It's, you know, it's a time thing. So
Yeah, for sure.
if anybody's interested, we really have an idea for nonprofit spotlight, because we all know nonprofits do a lot and could use some help, and we want to showcase that.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
you know, for a few $100 a
again,
month.
Maybe those are those things that you guys, you know, feet on the ground, you know, and go to those areas that are doing the nonprofits, and really, instead of having them come to this spotlight, you bring a spotlight to them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's maybe a more active idea to find, you know, go out and seek them.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about a lot of those places is like you guys are saying, it's so much time that they're busy. So it's harder for them to make the time to come and sit down.
Well, no, that's our goal, is like to go out and do a video series on a different nonprofit every single week.
Yeah.
I'll come up with a plan. Dan will shoot it. I'll ask the questions on scene. So it's not like you have to come up here and take time. It's, hey, we want to come show what you do in your space.
I think that's great.
Whether it's an event or it's just, hey, we're restocking the food pantry, or we're doing whatever.
Absolutely,
we got a huge delivery of cat food.
There's
it's
enough,
like,
there's enough churches around here. There's enough, you know, like the Christmas tree thing for the, you know, that would have been a great thing for you guys to be there.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And that kind of thing. You
True.
know, you guys were already out there as far as the Christmas tree celebration and the, you know, maybe start doing some old school. Here we are on location.
That would have been a magical night to do some on the street interviews.
You know, that's you know, like you said, you know, it being the end of the year, maybe these you know, this first year, this first 6 months is a good time for you guys to, you know, plant these seeds of thought and you know, next year to bigger and better things. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's always the goal, man. It's always the goal.
Yeah.
Just keep growing, keep on, you know.
Absolutely.
Will Smith has a great philosophy and quote of, you know, you don't build the wall. Yeah, that one. No, you know, you don't build a wall in one day. It's brick by brick, and you try to lay every brick down as perfect as you can for that day.
Yeah.
A friend of mine from school and from the community, Josh Phelps, when he passed away of COVID, he you know, was in the hospital for some time and did a few Facebook Lives. And one of the very wise things that he said was exceed your expectations from yesterday. Which is the next tattoo I hope to get.
Yeah.
It's that kind of idea of just try to do a little bit better than you did yesterday.
Dang.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's really all we can do.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually, you know.
It'll all work out.
Yeah. You know, I've been trying to really stay away from the digital world as far as it's getting weird and wacky out there, and try to do things more analog, and it's like more journaling and things like that. And I get down on myself for missing some time doing journaling, but then it's like just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and eventually you'll have a full journal of these thoughts. And I do what's called a Zibaldone, which is like a collection of thoughts. And, you know, it's just little nuggets of wisdom that I'm able to go back and reference whenever I feel down on myself and a random one to just kind of tell me to keep on pushing or stop taking myself so seriously, or, you know, see the beauty in the storm, those kind of things.
Yeah. Things that happened 6 months ago that when you're living in the moment, you don't remember, but, I'm going to go just open my journal to a random page and boom.
Which I think, you know, I mean, we're all in a pretty good position in life to say that, you know what I mean? 6 months, a year, 5 years, you know, back ago, what were we doing for a living? I mean, Dan, you look great, bro. You look great. You know what I mean? You're a great just testament to that of diligent, hard work will get what you want.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a very important lesson that I don't think that, you know, a lot of us, we forget about that and get down on ourselves. And the world's so wacky and topsy-turvy right now that it's hard not to.
You know
what I mean? It's hard not to blame yourself for the lack of money in your pocket or the state of the world or the, you know, the disconnected relationships from stupid shit that has been said over Facebook and all those kind of things, when I think that it's, you know, very important that we
Yeah, Facebook is becoming, it's social media in general is becoming very antisocial.
Absolutely.
Like it's
a very
getting
strange thing.
very depressing and like
everybody has a soapbox to speak their ignorance to.
And some people, that's their entire life.
Absolutely.
I like not wanting to call anybody out, but like there are people that don't do much with in-person interaction, and then it's just Facebook is.
As you can tell, I find these little nuggets of wisdom and a lot of quotes from people. Mike Tyson has a great quote that social media has gotten people very comfortable with talking shit and not getting smacked in the face.
Yeah,
which is real. You know, you would never say those things to people. That you say online. Yeah, and then I ran into Keegan at the park during one of the events with the fire department and the police department. They just had kids out there, and he was like cooking burgers, and I ran into you out there. Yeah, it was great. And I'm talking to him, I see some things said on the Tipton community pages about him. And, whether I try not to judge somebody by their work necessarily. If I meet you and you're a nice guy, it's like, that means a lot more to me than anything. You know what I mean? Like you could quit your career tomorrow and still be the same dude you are. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that is what reflects more highly to me than, how you're using the community's money, arguing compared to how someone else thinks you should and all those things. But the one thing that I said to him was a quote from Steve Harvey that you'll never find a hater that's doing better than you. You know what I mean? You got all these people that are talking all this smack, but where are they? Yeah. What are they doing for the community? What are they doing? Being negative and pushing it down. Yeah. What are they doing besides complaining about, what actively are you doing every day to try to exceed your own expectations from yesterday? Yeah. What are you doing to try to better yourself? What are you doing to try to better your neighbor? What are you doing to try to better your relationship with people and your loved ones? And
Facebook is not the way to better yourself there.
No, it is not.
Absolutely not.
Especially through spreading misinformation and, just venom and hate. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. There's only 5,000 of us, guys. Yeah. That's tiny. The graduating class was 90 people. It's tiny. Yeah. We've all known each other, for the most part since we were children. Yeah. And I even say that as far as like older people now. If you've known me when I was 5, you know what I mean? That means that you at 60 were my age when you knew me. Yeah. You were a kid. Yeah. It's funny. I have a Miss Campbell, or I always forget her married name, Capshaw, Mrs. Capshaw. And she came in when we first opened the shop, when we were talking about when she was a teacher versus we were in high school, that kind of thing, right? Yeah. She was like 26 when she was a teacher. You know what I mean? So looking at it from a 38-year-old perspective, it's like, you're a kid. That's weird.
Have you ever thought about, like when you were a kid and you had a young teacher, and then it's like that teacher was probably going out to the bars after work or something. You see, it's like you never thought of that as a kid. Never. Like, oh yeah, my 25-year-old teacher.
That's what I mean. And now here we are as adults, and we're all adults, and it's like, why are we so quick to shift blame and hate towards each other when, like, dude, we've known each other our entire lives. Yeah. Our entire lives. Why wouldn't we want everything to be better for each other and more cohesive? And and I think that we're moving towards that direction. I think that that Christmas tree post from today is a perfect example of like, maybe the post was made out of sarcasm or whatever, but there are people like, absolutely, let's go do that. I want to do that. And, it's taking the negative and turning it into a positive. There's been studies done that show the effects of just attitude on each other. If you have a group of people and, one person tells their neighbor this and that, then they reflect that information towards their neighbors that you don't have any direct conversation with or any direct connection to. It's still, the 6 degrees of separation will still spread whatever the core of that, information is. If it's negative and it spreads negativity, it spreads negativity. Yeah. So, I mean, when you have things like that kind of get turned over because there's enough positivity in the community, that's a beautiful thing because that will spread more positivity into the community. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah, that's the goal is oneness. Yeah. Tipton one. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's again, there's such a small community. There's no reason why we can't all get along and just shut up and enjoy things.
It'd be nice.
Especially when you don't have a lot to do with what's happening or where that money's going besides being a taxpayer. Bro, you'd be a taxpayer anywhere you go. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's actually, like you feel like, oh, I don't have any say, you probably have more say in Tipton than anywhere else because your comments are being seen.
Like directly.
Yes.
By your mayor.
Yeah.
Who's looking on his phone.
That doesn't happen in Hamilton County.
Because y'all are, that's what,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because he's that directly involved that you're going to see him standing next to you in line at the hot cocoa stand with his wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have that everywhere you go. Like, be grateful. You know, we could live in a giant city to where the mayor does not care nor know who you are whatsoever. You know, we don't have that here. It's beautiful that we don't have that here. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful that we live in a small enough community to where, like, our idea of growth is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our idea of growth isn't necessarily expansion, but growth within the community of how do we make it better for our kids and how do we make it better for our fellow neighbors and more enjoyable for the people who want to live here for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're definitely moving that right direction. It's been very, very fun to experience it.
Yeah.
From where I'm sitting as far as where the shop's at now. It's been great.
Yeah. It's a great spot. It's beautiful front window, great food. It's frustrating being above you at times, especially when bacon's on the menu. But when we come up here and it's like
working.
Oh, Daniel's cooking bacon again. I mean, we can smell everything you make, but like bacon is
it's
for sure.
It wafts.
Yeah. So no, we're super excited for all your success, what's been coming from that, and
same ditto, man. I hope the best for you guys. I love what you're doing. I'm very flattered and grateful for you guys to reach out to me to be, to polish off the end of the year and put
let's
a cap
go
on
celebrate New Year's Eve. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Daniel, thank you again for coming back on.
Absolutely.
Second repeat guest, and we'll have you on occasionally all the time. So it's always great chatting with you. So
thank you guys so much.
Yep.